AT&T operates antennas at this spot. What is that spot? Site. AT&T operates antennas at this site. Beyond this point, you are entering an area where radio frequency RF fields may exceed the FCC general population exposure limits. So I guess that's a legally, are those like laws that you have to abide within? Like if it's like general population exposure limits? I mean, I just want to know that, does anybody know like what the technicalities are of this legal implications? Like if you exceed that limit, like is there a law that you're breaking, or is it as long as you have a sign up that notifies people, is it okay at that point? Or I guess I could contact AT&T. That might be a fun thing to do on the show. Maybe I'll do that later. I'll do a show specifically for calling this number here and finding out what their whole get down is. Be like, so I found this sign glued backwards on one of your AT&T's 5G antenna substations, and it's right next to a bike trail. It's basically on the bike trail. You go right by it riding your bike, and it was kind of in a state of disarray. I don't know if it was alive, if all the equipment there was alive or not. I mean, because it was left like it was basically left in a state of disarray. Like I said, it was like I could open the breaker boxes, and I had access to like all the wires and all the plugs and fucking breakers and whatever, and it's like, which there were a ton of. And I would think that they would lock that up normally, so people can't get in there and meddle with shit, And it didn't look like it was an old spot that had been left there, and never torn down kind of thing. It was a newer like 5G substation, because it was in an area, especially because there was an area where there was 5G towers fucking everywhere. It was insane. We were driving through the area kind of slow, just going, what in the hell, dude? These people are just fucking lit up. And then at one point we saw one that was on the ground level, where it was like clearly like a substation of sorts, and we're like, what the fuck? So we pulled over and to go check it out. It was right on the side of this bike trail. It was right on the bike trail. Like if you were riding your bike by, you could stop and like lean over and touch it. It was like on the bike trail, basically, on the side of it, but whatever. And so we went over there, and it's like a highly, travel. It's like there's a lot of traffic on the bike trail there. There's a lot of people that go there every day. I used to ride my bike on that same trail when I lived in that area, actually, now that I think about it. Anyways, we pulled over to look at this 5G tower substation thing, after noticing the place was lit the fuck up with fucking 5G towers everywhere you look. Yo, Justin Johnson, shout out. Right on, man. Good to see you here. Fuck yeah. Telling the story about how I got this sign. So we found a substation here on the side of a bike trail, and we just stopped to check it out, me and my girlfriend. And she was busy looking for the sign that warns you that, that this is not a safe spot to be. And, because it's right on the side of a trail where people frequent, and so I'm looking around. I was just investigating the whole spot. I was noticing that all the breaker boxes were open. I had access to all these wires and breakers and plugs and shit. And I was like, what in the fuck? They left this thing totally unguarded, and it was just open to whoever wanted to fuck with it. I wasn't fucking with nothing. I was just investigating, I'm just curious about shit, especially this shit. And fucking, I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. I was taking a video. I mean, the video was posted a while ago, but it got, my channel got deleted. I don't have the video anymore, but it was interesting because on the video, how we found this sign is pretty crazy. I thought it was a great video. I was always wondering why nobody wanted to watch it, but because I'm shadow banned, I guess, or just people hate me. Anyways, I got some people that love me, like Justin Johnson. He's a brother. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah, family. And here we go. So I was kind of like finished with my little investigation, looking around and just, taking note that the place had been left, totally unguarded, unlocked. And I think that's suspect as fuck and sketchy and dangerous, And I mean, I don't know, maybe all the equipment wasn't live or something, but nonetheless, it was weird. I mean, there was 5G towers all up and down this area. I mean, it was fucking crazy. Big ones, too. It was just like huge ones. And so my girlfriend was like, I couldn't find any signs, any warning signs about this, because you're supposed to have a sign, warning people not to hang out here. And but then I saw this glued to like one of the breaker boxes. It was like I later wrote ignore this sign and other shit, but it was just blank, like I didn't have that written on it. It was just a piece of metal like this, and there wasn't screws holding it up. It was glued onto this breaker box door panel thing or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck? What is this? And because she had been looking for the sign, and I was looking around like, well, what's this thing? It's blank, but it's like, it looks like it's glued on here, and I couldn't get it off. She helped me. We pulled it really hard and got it off. And we're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, well, there's a warning sign. It was glued backwards. And then we looked up where it was glued, and there was another one of these signs, but it was yellow. It was facing out. They put this sign backwards over that sign, so you couldn't see any warning. And that's what they did with their warning signs. I was like, well, that's clever. How fun. So I took this sign with me. I was like, well, I'm going to keep this one. And then, and so I left the other one exposed, at that point. So people could see that it wasn't a safe place to hang out. I mean, it's like, you can't come near, don't come near this. You're entering an area where, it may exceed the exposure limits and all this. But then they put them everywhere. How are you supposed to go anywhere without being near one of these? It's pretty fucking sus, if you ask me. Talked to a buddy of mine he's an electrician, and he's actually helped install some of these, and he's worked on 5G, rollout for different companies. He was a union guy, but he's all, yeah, hi Creek Mary, nice to see you. Right now. But he's all, yeah, there isn't much radiation coming out of the panels. He's all, it's not like a harmful amount, but like the substations where all the equipment's running, I guess is what he said, where it's where all the radiation comes from, or whatever. If there is any dangerous amount of radiation, it's at that spot. But he was saying the panels don't really like, the iconic 5G panels that you see, that are like radiating outwards. And he was saying it's not like a dangerous amount that comes out of those. And I'm like, well, yeah, thank God, but it's like, that's not to say that they couldn't, radiate dangerous levels out of those things. So that's, I think, what our concern is really, is like, who's manning these dangerous weapons, who's behind the controls. And but at any rate, if it's the substations that are putting off all the radiation, it's interesting how they had this one right on the bike trail, where it was right next to someone's house. It's not like it was fucking put there thoughtfully or anything, like, for people's best interest kind of thing. I have half a mind to think those towers they got so much juice going to those towers, like the fucking copper cables that are just like, like multiple. I mean, they got way more juice than you would need to just broadcast internet. I mean, they got enough juice going to those towers where they could fucking incinerate like an entire region within like 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you don't know what I'm saying, but it's like, now you know what I'm saying. This shit's crazy. 5G is a weapon. Well, it could be used to broadcast internet too. Well, yeah, but it could be used as a weapon too. What do they call it? Active denial. It's the same exact hardware, as 5G. The military uses it like this crowd dispersal. It's called a non-lethal intervention, because it doesn't kill you, it just makes you feel like your skin's on fire. It's 5G, just turned up a little bit higher. Then we're talking about 6G, and there was those commercials for a while for 10G, and it's like, well, I was trying to talk to my friend about that. I was like, what does that mean, And he's like, well, I could make 10G if I wanted to. You just have to wire it in. He wasn't making much sense to me. I was like, isn't it about the gigahertz or whatever? And so I mean, why would they be advertising 10G already? And like, I couldn't get a clear answer out of him. Maybe he didn't know, or he was just, I don't know. He's a good friend of mine, but he's not like a truther necessarily. And like, of course I've flat smacked him before, and he was just kind of like, he had a hard time with it, but he was cool. He's like a buddy of mine, I mean, he's like, he doesn't care if I think that or whatever, he's not like, he's a good friend, I love the guy. But he was just kind of like, but he asked all the same questions he would ask, like what about planes circumnavigating and what, all this stuff. And I explained to him, it's like, it's It's trickery, man. Think about it. I explained how the compass, all compasses point north, right? Technically, I guess. So that implies that there's like a central place where all compasses are pointing. So now just imagine if we were there. This is hypothetical. I don't know that that's the spot that you can get to, but theoretically, that's what the compass is implying, indicating. That's what we're supposed to think. So let's just say that that's what's going on. And so we go to this place. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. I don't know that there's a North Pole, but I think that there probably is. So if you were to get there, like you gotta like shake that image of the Earth sphere in your mind. Just think about it. If you were to get there, it would look like this, just a place. Theoretically, if it wasn't water, it would be just a place. And like it wouldn't be on top of a big ball. You gotta get that image out of your mind. If you were to get there, there'd be like a central spot where these arrows are all pointing, and it would be just like how it is anywhere else. Not on top of a ball. It would just be like a place. And so there's a central spot. So I guess basically if you walk in circles around it, that's where you get, well, that's pretty obvious. But it's all pretty obvious. You just have to think about it, right? So you're walking in circles around the North Pole, and you're going east or west. Clearly, that's if it was a place you could go and do this at. I'm just saying hypothetically. So and if you wanted to walk south, you're just basically walking away from the North Pole. You're not walking in circles because that would be east or west. Clearly, you can't debate that. So if you want to walk south, you're going to have to walk away from the North Pole. So at the beginning of all this, you have to admit that east and west are circles and north and south are straight lines. At the beginning of all this, I'm just talking about like let's work our way through it. There's baby steps, okay? So let's say you had to mark all these lines on the ground, like if you could, or whatever. So you start marking the lines, you're like east and west circles. This is like one latitude, whatever. We're just like making these circles around the North Pole. This is what we're working with here. That's what we're going to do. Notice how the compass is flat. We'll get back to that. But so the thing is, the circles, you're marking these east or west circles are, around the North Pole. And then you got other people marking the south to north lines, which are just straight lines for now, away from the North Pole, And so basically just extrapolate from there. You know what I mean? You're just moving further away. It's always going to be just like a place like this. Get that image of the ball out of your mind. Just lose it. We're talking about real life here. Just get all these fucking other ideas out of your mind. Just think about being in a place and having to do this exercise. Circle's going to get bigger. The lines are going to get longer, right? But it's just a pretty simple formula we're sticking to here, isn't it? Am I wrong? We're just correcting to the north, making this circles. And then you got somebody else making straight lines going straight to the north central spot. They're radiating outwards. It's a circle with lines radiate, going the other perpendicular lines that go the other way, right? So it's like, lose that image in your mind, okay? Stop thinking about a ball, just stop thinking about balls. You get the balls out of your mind. Just stop thinking about, why are you so obsessed with balls? Just lose that image. We're going to be in a place. This is a place. It's where it's going to be. We're going to go to somewhere on Earth. Get that ball out of your mind. And so, you know what I mean? Just lose that ball, dude. You don't want to think about it like that. You just have to think about it for what it is. Just, here we are. You're going to have to start marking these north-south lines, straight lines. A line it's implied that a line is straight. Okay, we'll get back to that one too. A line is straight, and a circle is a circle. It's curved. So the east and west, since you're correcting to the north when it comes to east or west, those are going to be circles. Anybody would have to agree with that. I mean, it's like I don't care what you believe the shape of the Earth is. It's like that's just fact right there. And so we're baby steps. You extrapolate this formula out. I mean, what you're going to get is just bigger circles and lines that radiate, further apart from each other, right? Well, they're all coming to a central point, but the lines sort of radiate like a sunshine or something, or like, you know what I mean? It's like they radiate out because they're coming, they're just points on a circle. But the circles get bigger and bigger, so the lines move further and further apart, And so here we go. Does this all make sense so far? Am I like, is this easy to understand? So the circles get bigger and the lines get longer and further apart. That's about it. Oh, what? You think they need to start getting smaller and closer together again? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on a fucking second. Run that through your mind there, okay? I didn't say, I said that was about it. I didn't say there was something else that happened. No, that's crazy talk. How the fuck is that going to happen? I just said the circles keep getting bigger, right? And then the lines keep getting longer and they radiate out, further away from each other the further away you go because the circles are bigger. That all makes sense, right? That's about it. I was done explaining it. You think there's something else that needs to happen? Oh, what? You think the circles need to start getting smaller somewhere along the line and then the lines start going back closer together? What? Because of what? Because you see star trails doing things? No way. What? No, 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 no. I told you that was about it. I was done talking. Where are you coming with this other shit? That's some crazy talk, dude. What do you mean? How the fuck would that happen? How you gonna make a smaller circle? What are you talking about, dude? All that fucking distance, all that space inside that circle, and now you think you're gonna start making smaller circles? Where are you? Are you thinking about balls again? You fuck. Get those balls out of your mind. You're just like, what's wrong with you, man? Just knock it off, dude. That shit don't fly, man. I don't want to think about balls all the time. Just get it off your mind. Just stop. Just forget about the balls. Just like stop playing with your balls, dude. Just think about reality. We're talking about reality here. It's kind of important. And we're just talking about not being fucking yanked around by, having someone yank your chain constantly. It's like you're gonna be fooled into thinking something that big. Big balls. We're talking. It's like that. I know it sounds attractive, but just try to get rid of that thought. That's what's fucking you up. And you're gonna laugh at me because I'm just talking about something that's like fact. How are you gonna get smaller circles, fool? Because we live on a ball. Notice how that doesn't make any sense? I understand that whole thing about a ball and how the circles need to get smaller. This is a thought exercise. You understand me? I'm just like trying to get you to realize how dumb it is. But people will keep arguing about it. Oh no, that's what has to happen. I'm like, I get that. That's why I designed this thought experiment for you. But like, you think I don't understand what a ball is shaped like? You think I'm that stupid? Like, wow. And it's what's happening there is the person's failing to realize why you even constructed this thought experiment, and they think you don't understand what a ball shape is. They genuinely believe that. I'm like, no, man. I'm trying to just give you, trying to make you think about it how it would be in real life. Like I know what a shape a ball is. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to apply that. Like if we live on a ball, there's certain things that necessitates. Like there'd have to be certain things that would happen, and however strange those things might be, it's like, yeah, we'd have to start making smaller circles. You're right, but like, how in the fuck you gonna pull that off? Where did all that space that's in between the first circle go? That's just no longer there. Now you're circling a different part of the world. Does that make any fucking sense to you? No, it doesn't. It's not what you would see in real life. In real life, this is real life. The smaller circles, that's in your mind. That's on a ball on your mind. You can't stop thinking about balls. You're always going to think that's what happens. Well, how would they do that? How would they lie about that? It's like, well, there's places, it's like, so the map would be all fucked up, and it's like things would be further away from each other and stuff. And yeah, well, I wanted to take some time and seriously spend some time unbiased and look at the flight charts and like see where the flights go. Notice how they don't go north south circumnavigating ever, not once. That's interesting, huh? Because you'd think that would happen occasionally, but no, not once. That's weird. Wait a minute. Why are there facts that make him sound like he's right? Why is he saying facts that make him sound like he's right about the earth being flat? What? This is crazy. He must be crazy. He's saying facts that line up with this other crazy idea. There must be some other explanation. Let's see. Well, because look at those flights. There's not that many flights that go from there to there, so they wouldn't really know. What about shipping routes? Look at the shipping routes. They go east to west too. What's going on here, dude? What the fuck? Where am I? That's what any honest person. It's like, what about the curve of the earth? It's like, what about ships going over the horizon? Here's my camera, dude. I paid $1,000 for this because I really believed that the earth was flat. I was like, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I bought a fucking $1,000 camera. Okay, I don't do that normally. I don't go buy $1,000 camera. So just know that, I felt that strongly about this. Do you think I'm a stupid person? Do I seem like someone who just can't grasp reality? I mean, like, if so, why are you talking to me? Like, if there's somebody I think that just can't grasp reality, well, you know what I do? I tell them the exact things that I'm telling you right now. Because I think that's how most people are, actually. That's why we seem crazy. I'm Dr. Bass Ackwards, but the thing is, I'm straightforward. But the rest of the world is back up. You get it. All three of you, you get it. At least I got three people that get it. No, I mean, there's plenty of us that get it, but I'm just saying, it's like, as far as I'm concerned, like, I've never been like someone that was considered stupid. I got straight A's. Like, I knew how to do the stuff they were saying. I mean, once I got into high school, I started getting worse grades but it was because I wasn't doing the schoolwork. you know, the point is, when I applied myself to it, like, I didn't do anything less than excellent. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm just a person who thinks. It's just like, fucking, you're allowed to think whatever you want. Might as well just think about it. What's going to happen? Why are you so scared to think? Why are you so scared of that? It doesn't make sense why you'd be so mad and scared. There's nothing scary about knowing where you are. What's scary is thinking that you live on a ball flying through a fucking vacuum. That's kind of concerning, really, when you think about it. It's not very comforting, really, for me. I never really found much comfort in that. It's kind of, I was in awe by it, and I was just amazed that that's what was happening. I was blown away. It's amazing, but it's like, it's an amazing fairy tale, dude. How could you know all that shit? We're all here, right here. This is what we're all doing. Nobody's ever gone and seen all that shit. Are you kidding me? No, we're all having the same experience here. It's never been witnessed. It's a story. And it was just told to us like it was fact. So we just swallowed it like fucking, like it was just information that that you need to know. This is where you are. Unbelievable, man. It took me a while to finally realize that and snap out of it. What about all the astronauts? And yeah, try to get a straight story out of one of them. They're obviously liars. I don't remember seeing any stars. The guy that went furthest in space, that orbited the moon, didn't see any stars. He doesn't remember seeing any stars. Like, he orbited the moon. Like, that means the moon was between him and the sun. He would have had, you can't say the sun was blocking out all the view because he had the moon blocking the sun. He was the one guy that should have seen nothing but stars. He doesn't remember seeing any. You got to take them at their word, man. It's funny because, like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, they were having a blast out there on the moon. They were having it was a kick, man. They were just having so much fun. Singing, like running, dancing, playing, jovial as could be. Yeah, when they get back to Earth and they get up in front of the press, they're not the same people anymore. They should have just stayed on the moon where they were having fun because this was a whole different two dudes. I mean, they were not the same people that you saw like dancing around on the moon. Those guys were very uncomfortable. And fucking their body language was screaming, "Get me the fuck out of here. Is this over yet? Please don't ask any more questions. Don't make me say this." That's what their body language was telling me. I mean, we're smart enough. See, I'm not stupid. I can read them. I know when a person doesn't want to be where they're at. I can see it on their face. It's pretty obvious. You don't want to be here right now, do you? They're like kind of like looking down. They're not smiling. It's like, you are obviously being forced to be here right now. This is not what you feel like doing at all. This is like, it looks like, like I said, it looks like they just ran over your dog and they got to break the bad news to you. It looks like your dog was really, I bet you really loved your dog, Fuck, I don't know how to tell you this. It's like they're about to cry, dude. That doesn't check out, man. Those are the guys that have been the furthest into space. Maybe they saw something and they got scared. Flat Earth is so scary. So scary. I'm scared because people are so dumb. There's so many dumb people. I don't know what to do. It's getting dumber. Everyone's getting dumber. We're going towards idiocracy because flat Earth, dude. I'm scared. I better make a video because I'm scared. I thought it was going to go away, but it didn't. I'm scared. This is scary. Scientists need to pay attention. Stop ignoring these people. Look, bitch, you wouldn't be scared had you not been ignoring us. The irony, man. It's just bass average shit everywhere I look, man. You know what I'm saying? You follow me? I think the astronauts maybe really genuinely thought they were going to space when they first signed up for the job. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, and it's just a coincidence that he was 33-degree fucking Mason. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe, but when it came down to it, they probably felt like shit having to lie to the whole world like that. You know, everybody's all excited. And they saw the genuine excitement in people's faces. You know, the press was just, they really thought they did, you know, and they saw that. And, you know, when it becomes like this thing where you're like, all these people think we're fucking heroes, you know, they truly 100% full believe it. And we're fucking liars. That's the look on their face. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, yeah, we did this. Fuck, I want to go hug all you people. You know, this is fucking amazing. No, it wasn't like that at all. You know, that's how I'd feel if I got back to Earth. I'd want to go hug everybody, be like, I'm back. You don't even know what I just did. You know, you have no fucking clue what I just did, dude. You know, I wouldn't just be some schmuck who's just like, oh man. I'd be like, you have no fucking clue how badass I am. You have no fucking idea. You know, I'm trying to withhold my fucking, you know, because I feel like God right now. You know, I just went and walked on the moon, motherfucker. You know, nobody, nobody that's ever lived can hold a candle to me. You know, I'm fucking like, I'm trying to stay humble, but that shit's fucking crazy. You don't even know what I just did. You know, people have always wanted to go there. We never thought it was possible. I just got back from the fucking moon. You know, like I might have a look of like shock on my face, but I ain't gonna be like fucking crying about it. You know, I'm trying to be all fucking like dodgy and shit. Yeah, you're gonna be an astronaut and you will like it. Well, I think that, you know, like if he's a 33-degree Mason, you know, do you think that maybe he became a 33rd-degree Mason? Maybe you have to go hoax the world in order to get that far into the game. You know, you have to do something on a big level. You know, and that's how you earn your stripes. But maybe he already was. I thought I seen. I know that. I mean, I've seen Buzz, you know, with his rings on and shit. You know, and I mean, there's so much like occult, you know, symbolism going on with all their shit. You know, Apollo, give me a break. Give me a break. So yeah, I mean, that's the shit that we just get taught as being truth. And there's all kinds of fucking sketchy shit going on. And like, if you just look at it objectively, you're forced to say, hey, that limb doesn't look like it just went 4,000 plus miles per hour through a vacuum. It looks pretty shoddy. It looks like construction paper, like it's peeling up, and you know, it looks like a cheap stage prop. They didn't put that much time into it. They didn't even get it all flush and looking nice. You know, they didn't even think about the fact that it was going to have to look real, that people might scrutinize it someday, because that doesn't look real at all. It looks so fucking shoddy. I wouldn't fucking think that thing could be pressurized. Look at that piece of shit. That's a joke. Are you kidding me? What are you showing me? Show me the real thing that landed on the moon. Because that's this is stupid. Are you trying to see how dumb I am or something? That's a real picture. That was how I felt when I first looked at that. I'm like, I never looked at this before. I never. What the fuck? Where have I been? I wouldn't say it's a scary feeling. It's more of a feeling of like, oh man, whoa. It's a little bit like, I gotta say, it was a little bit creepy. It was a little bit creepy, but it wasn't the flat Earth that was creepy. It was creepy that people went through all that trouble to do that, and they're continuing to, you know, with the ISS and shit. It's like, these people are fucked up, man. That's some creepy, fucked up shit, dude. What's wrong with you people? It's like that. That's bad news, man. And later, when those people grow old, you know, all those fucking ISS fucking somersaulting kooks, they're gonna be all like dementia, just like everybody else, right? And they're going to be all, there's probably like a retirement place for astronauts alone, you know, because it's like, I used to do the spinnies when I was an astronaut. I was a lad. We used to fake space back in the NASA studios. It was so much fun. We fooled the world. It was good stuff. You know, they can't have those people. Once they get dementia, they got to get them somewhere else, man. You're not going to run into an astronaut with dementia. We used to do the spinnies and the flipperoos. It's a skit waiting to happen, though. You know what I mean? It's that kind of comedy that needs to happen, because it's like, fucking people need to laugh about this shit. It's a joke, dude. It's a joke. And the joke's on you if you believe it. It's sad. It's a sad joke. It's really sad. And here we are looking like we're stupid. It's a backwards world, man. And everything's been hurled into obscurity, and we can barely see the way it used to be. Living in a backwards world. Everything has been turned upside down. They want to shake the devil out. Living in a backwards land. No one seems to understand or be able to make any sense of it. Everything's been inverted, perverted, subverted. Well, we've all been herded like cattle through the slaughterhouse. Ow! Been turned upside down. They want to shake the devil out. Everything's been inverted, subverted, perverted, reworded. Well, they flirted with the devil. Yeah, so a straight line can be curved. Back to the straight line thing. Did you know that you can curve in a straight line? Just ask Einstein. Ask Einstein. He told you could curve in a straight line. Yes, sirree. Once upon a bent space and time, we can curve in a straight line. Put a dumb idea in your mind and think it's true. Well, people call, said it's not true at all. Earth is flat, it's not a ball. It's not they all will kill you. Well, you used to laugh about all of us. But now you don't laugh so loud. Now you don't seem so proud. Now that we've seen that bullshit isn't real. How does it feel? How does it feel? Find out your home. Safe here under the dome. Stationary stone. Well, you went to the same school we all did, and that's cool, but you know they never really taught you anything true it is. No one ever taught you how to go out and actually prove anything for yourself, and you just got used to it. And now you seem to be compromised as you stare into the vacuum of the sky and say to yourself, is this even real? How does it feel? How does it feel? Find out your home. Sit here under the dome. And it's a stationary stone. Nothing to be scared of. It's like a comforting notion to think, oh, we're not flying through space. We're safe here under the dome, the vaulted ceiling, this beautiful light show, the most immaculate, just most fucking incredibly intricate, most precision timepiece ever known to man. The sky is like what we modeled all clocks, all calendars from. It's like the most insanely like precise clock that we could ever know. And it's like now they're trying to fucking spray shit in the sky so we can't even see it. And it's like, just because you see things in the sky doing things, that doesn't mean you're up in the sky doing things. So funny when you think about it. Why does the sky got to wrap around us? Why can't it just be where it is, how we see it? You just gotta fucking take and make everything all fancy and sciency shit. All fancy pants, fucking fancy talk, like you got some deep insight or something. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay, I get it. All right, the star trails go a different way. Ooh, that's cool. Cool. Maybe it's kind of tricky like that or something. But just because the stars are doing something doesn't mean that the ground is. And I don't think it would really even look like that if we were on a ball spinning. Because there's a place, theoretically, I guess, according to you, that the globe or whatever. And it's like I think there really is a place. I think that's what the equator is, like a straight line. Like if you're gonna map out a ball on a flat plane, you're gonna start at in one spot, circle out, and the circles get wider and wider, and then by the time you get halfway through, it's a straight line, but there's a wall on each end. You're not you're not circumnavigating. It's a straight fucking line, and then they start curving back the other way, right? That's how you would map out a globe on a flat plane, in case that was lost on anybody. So, and if that's what the star trails are basically doing, which apparently they are, pretty neat, huh? So there's a globe mapped out on a flat plane, but in the sky. Uh, yeah, it's trippy. I can see how they could have come up with that idea. It's not totally crazy, but it is pretty crazy, and it's a deep thought. But it's like, what do they call it, kinematics or something? It's like you can make measurements, but you don't know why the thing is doing the thing it's doing. I don't know if I'm even correct about, but it's like there's no causal. You don't have. You're just making guesses. Hello. It's just all guesswork, dude. Because we haven't been able to measure any of that shit that you claim is happening. And it's pretty funny how sad that is. It's like you can't measure any motion. You can't measure any curvature. It's different every fucking day. And sometimes you can see way too far. So there goes that idea of trying to measure curvature. I mean, it's different every day. Sometimes different throughout the day, So clearly there's a different fucking variable at play here. Besides, if things like we're rolling away on a curve, that distant cityscape in the horizon, notice how it's flat. It's not rolling away. The part that you think is vanishing because of curve, it's like it's stepping down. It's like, do you really think a ball would step down all neatly like that? It's supposed to be curved. That doesn't even check out. All your globe proofs are just fucking pathetic little fucking parlor tricks, dude. And I do understand that the way the place is laid out, it almost implies that by the star trails and all that. It's pretty neat. Yeah, I like that. But that doesn't mean that's what it is. I'm not being too crazy by saying that we're looking at the sky, remember? So maybe the sky just has the cool shit going on up there, and I see how you might be able to apply that to that observation to maybe the Earth being a ball. But there's all kinds of other shit that comes with that. Then it's like you can't just be like, oh, maybe that's what's happening. Now you got to make up all these uh, things that you can't measure, like gravity and like fucking curvature and motion. And it's like it's a cool idea, but it's like there's a lot of problems with it. Sorry, I'm just trying to be honest with you. Yeah, I get it. They go one way and then they go another way, and it's a straight line in the middle. Is that what you would see, though? I mean, that's the thing. If we were on a spinning ball, imagine this with me. Like, just try to put yourself in it. Like, would you see two things converging and diverging like that going off? I don't know. I'm trying to think. If you were in the middle of on the meridian of a spinning ball, would you see things spinning off in two different directions? Is that how that works? Uh, you're only spinning one direction, so I would think all the trails would just be going, straight or something. I don't know. I'm sure it could be simulated, but then I'd have to be like investigating the person who simulated it, because I'd be like, what do you really believe? Like, do you believe that the Earth is a globe? Because now I wonder if you just designed your simulation to give that, to give that idea. I can't trust people anymore. I mean, if it was a truther or whatever, if that was a flat earther that because you should be able to simulate that, right? Just tell AI to okay, get a 3D sphere shape, put you know put optics on some point on it. Doesn't matter. It's all relative. So just put looking outward away from the sphere. Now spin that sphere in one direction, and let's get get the perspective of what it would look like. With this, if say there was some like lights that were in the distance that were stationary, and while you were spinning, what would that image provide? Like I think that's something you could probably ask AI to simulate, and wouldn't be too difficult. If you just were able to explain what you're trying to simulate. Am I tripping? Am I just too stoned for my own good? Sometimes I'm just like, am I just tripping? I really am. It's like, what? Because I'll watch I'll watch our antagonists. I do that. For a while, I laid off of that because I was just frustrated. I'm like, they just throw all this fallacious shit back at us, and I think we're not smart enough to notice what they're doing. But then I've seen a couple of videos come up where it's like they're actually saying intelligent things, and they're correct about what they're saying, but it's a truth within a big lie, though. It's unfortunate for them. Maybe I think they might know, but it's like like I was saying, Simon Dan was going over the moon phases, and like he was correct about what he said. It doesn't mean that he's correct about the Earth being a ball, though. When it gets down to that, that's when they start having to throw fallacies out there, because it's like because nobody's ever left. The people that have won't come to the conversation. More suspect shit. Every aspect of the globe is suspect. But sometimes I'll watch videos by them, and they'll say something where it's like, well, that kind of, it's not proof, but I'd say you put that in your basket of evidence, because there is some evidence. I'm not saying they don't have evidence. I used to believe it. There must be some evidence out there, but the thing is, the evidence, it can be interpreted other ways, It's like the evidence isn't telling you Earth is a globe. It's just telling you if Earth was a globe, you might see this thing that you're seeing right now. Might. Maybe. But, people just think that it's just all cut and dried, Oh, we already know that. You're stupid. We're way past that, man. We're trying to take us back to trying to go back to like fucking archaic times. Okay, well, let's think about that. So archaic times, that apparently everyone believed the Earth was flat back then. So then I guess that would have to be the default position, right? And because people have a hard time with that, It's like default position. What do you mean? I mean the position that like basically like what we experience is a flat and level plane, and it's stationary, That's what we experience. So that's the default position until someone comes with some fucking actual proof, And it's like, how's that default? I thought the globe was default, What? No, man. Like, and if you ever get caught in like off guard by that, trying to explain to people why it's a default position, it's because that's what the banner under each video I do will tell you. It's the archaic. That's what Earth used to be considered. It was a flat stationary. That's the archaic, model. It's like that's what everyone thought back in the day. So that's the default position, because this is the new way of seeing things, the way we're taught it is now. And it just so turns out there's no proof of it. So if that's the case, then you fall back on the default. The default is where you land when the thing that you thought was going to be new ends up not working out. You go back to the default. It's not that crazy. It's not like I know the Earth is flat. It's just like, no, I know the globe doesn't check out, so I'm stuck back at the default. I don't know what the Earth's shaped like. I don't probably never know. But the part that I walk on is most certainly flat and stationary. If we just have to be honest with each other, just be honest for a second. It's like I know what they want us to say, but like I'm just saying, like as far as what we're just keeping it real, I know that's not the correct answer for the test that you have to take at the quiz or whatever, the pop quiz. But like it's just for being real. I mean, if you're just being honest, the ground ain't fucking moving and it's flat. Or it's topographical. I mean, we want to get all technical, but like, you know what I mean? Like, why can't people just fucking just? Okay, I know the correct answer, but for now, like what we're experiencing, that's the default kind of like the reality of the situation. Uh, like I was joking about that yesterday. I was like, they had this Aries failure. It's like they'll always remember this experiment as being a failure. The guy that put the water in the telescope to see if the light was offset by due to the motion of the Earth, and what they found was they found the complete opposite, result with that experiment that they wanted to find, which was that's stupid. If you want to find a certain result, then are you sure you're doing science? You know, you just should want to find a result. Like it's not a failure of an experiment if he did the experiment correctly, which it wasn't that hard to do. So yeah, he did the experiment correctly. But it's always going to be remembered as Aries' failure. Poor Aries. I feel sorry for Aries. What a failure. Yeah, we'll always remember that one dude that just couldn't make it as a scientist. He just couldn't do an experiment. We'll always remember him. Well, that's like most people, I mean, what's so special about Aries if it's a fucking failure? We're always going to remember this one dude who's just dumb and he couldn't do something. No, he was a scientist and he didn't fail at anything. He failed at proving their model. That's all he did, which basically means that they proved them wrong. What's the failure here? Aries' failure to support our philosophy? I mean, they just give themselves up so readily like that. It's just like, that's not science. Are you kidding me? Hey, are you going somewhere?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
You look like you're about to leave or something. No. You're beautiful. I have an audience in person.
I love it. Sure. Those little emergency kits got scissors in them too. No.
Wow.
I know.
We didn't know that?
Yeah. I'm like, great.
Good, fine. That's awesome.
How nice.
It is nice.
There's our new clippers now.
That's cool. I mean, we have a bunch of them apparently.
Yeah.
That's cool. We're always looking for good scissors and like fucking. We have all these emergency kits, they're like health, medical and stuff, and there's these nice little scissors in each kit, and we didn't know. Now we have a bunch of scissors. Aries failure. Poor Aries. So they couldn't be more obvious, with shit like this, where it's like there's an experiment that's known as being a failure, but it wasn't because the experiment was conducted incorrectly. It's because they didn't get the answer that supports the globe model. So it's called a failure. You fail. The impossible eclipse. It can't happen under our model, so it's impossible. But it happens on a schedule. I mean, it's just like some lowbrow shit, man. Like that's just like so dumb. It's just like that's some lowbrow shit, man. And it's funny that I'm considered dumb, because that's right there. That's just lowbrow, man. I'm sorry. That's just so evident of fucking dumb shit, dude. Just dumb. We couldn't prove it, so it's we just have like this bias. It's like it's a principle that we have, Just stick to the principle, even if all experiments fail at proving it. We'll just call the experiments failures, and we'll just go ahead with our whole thing. It's a principle we got to stick to. We'll just tell people they're dumb if they don't. That'll work. People don't want to be thought of as being dumb. Trust me, especially the smart people. What a joke! What a fucking joke! But at the end of the day, they have to treat this place as though it were the place they say we're crazy for thinking that it is. They say we're crazy for thinking that it is. What is it? Apparently not what it seems to be. Which seems to be the case with just about everything. About science, you're supposed to be realistically speaking. It seems all these failures What is it again? It's Earth. Does it have a shape? I don't really think so. How could it really have a shape? If you think it does, well, you're gonna have to leave here to know. So far, the people that claim to haven't shown up to this conversation, which seems highly suspect to me. After a while, it just becomes so freaking obvious that all that shit is fake. And at the end of the day, they have to treat this place as though it was a place they safe. We're crazy for thinking that it is. I don't think we're crazy for knowing that it is. It's so scary. Flat Earth is so scary. I'm scared. It's not going away fast enough. It's getting bigger. So scary. Scientists should stop ignoring them. Go tell them they're wrong. Hurry. Hurry, tell them quick. You're so wrong. They just don't understand science. They're probably just all stupid, but there's so many of them now. I thought they were going to go away after I made my video about how they're dumb. But they're still here. I was wrong. Yeah, bitch, you're wrong. That's the one thing you said that's correct. Now, just own that. You were wrong, and you're going to continue being wrong. You know why? Because this shit's only going to get bigger and bigger, and it's not because people are getting dumber and dumber. No. Although they are in some cases. This is not illustrating that, though. This is a whole different thing. In fact, it's basically us like pointing out the obvious, and it's just so funny how there's so much pushback from just regular old people. I would think you'd want to know. I did. I was like fascinated right away. At first, I thought it was a joke, but then, all you have to do is look at it. I think scientists should stop ignoring them. It's scary. Maybe you should stop ignoring it. You just fucking gave yourself up as having ignored it, because if you really think that, then you just haven't looked. That's what's sad about this. That's what should stop happening. You're right. People should stop ignoring it. You're right about that too, including yourself, though. I'm talking about that bitch Sabine. Not our dear friend Sabine. The other Sabine, this other woman who doesn't deserve a name like that. I'm not used to saying Sabine in an angry way. Because Sabine, I love Sabine, but this other Sabine that comes on YouTube with her video, like, I think flat Earth is scary and white people should stop ignoring it. What a dumb chick. Oh, man. It's like I felt like I didn't even dignify a response, but yeah, I left like 5 or 6 comments. Including the one where I'm like, tell me, smarty pants, if I have a piece of property and I buy the adjoining parcel, do I now have a bigger property line? That's just a simple question. That's all I want to know. Every dumb glober will come at me and be like, well, yeah, duh. Stupid flurf. I'm like, okay, so you agree with me. Good. We're both in agreement about something. Good. That's great. It's a great starting point. Next question. What if my parcel of land I own in the first place was really big, and then I added the adjoining parcel? How about then? Is it going to be a bigger property line now? Yeah, hello? Like, why are you asking me these stupid questions, you dumb flurf? Okay, well, I'm glad you agree with me on this. I'm glad you agree with me. You agree, right? Right, I agree. We're both in agreement. Okay, good. Welcome to Flat Earth. They hate that. They fucking hate that. That makes me so mad. Oh, no, I mean, if you owned, like, the whole northern hemisphere, that'd be a different story. Because obviously, because you live on a ball. Duh, stupid flurf. I'm like, I got you. Gotcha. Peace out. I came, I saw, I laughed. I don't make waves, I only ride them. I like to get inside them and ride in the pipeline all the way through. Get on the top and I ride that wave all the way back into the shore. That's what these waves are for. How can you tell if what you're saying is based in fact? In fact, couldn't possibly be. 'Cause you're just like me and everybody, and none of us have ever been there. So just level with me. I don't want to sink into the big drink where all water sinks to its own level, lays flat just like that until the swell builds and you got yourself a wave. I don't provide these waves, I only like to ride these waves, see where they take me back to shore. That's where they go. It's just a lot of fun just to be someone who is interested in the world and maybe realizing you just don't know everything. Do you really need to know how these waves flow undertow? Just gotta keep your head about you if you want to ride in these waves. You have to be brave. I don't make waves, I ride them. I like to get inside them, and if they collapse and I go and splash into the water, it's fine with me. I don't mind getting wet. That just comes with the territory. I don't make waves, I ride them. Get on top and take it all the way back in to the shore on the beach. And I watch the sun set out at sea, and I realize it's still there in the air. It never went below the ground. It's just circling around as I walk back to my car. I can see too far, it's just so obvious to me. And this is the way it was meant to be. Look at this shit. There's like a big fucking chemtrail going right over my head, like directly overhead. I was having a lot more fun when I had my eyes closed. You assholes. I curse you. How dare you? Like, what possesses people to do shit like that? This is so fucking wrong. And nobody notices, nobody cares. No one fucking notices, no one fucking cares. Tick tock, time is passing by. Tick tock, toe across the sky. Every day it's getting further away from being something to cover up. But so far they just keep getting away with it, 'cause no one bothers looking. look up, it's right there over your head. Don't have to believe a word I said, but it's important to know. Just because it's pretty obvious, we're being sprayed like bugs. Where did your mind go? It's pretty obvious and you don't know. My mind is still here and it's quite clear that nobody notices, nobody cares. No one fucking notices, no one fucking cares. It's over, sensationalized. Can't you see the crocodile tears in their eyes as they talk about the climate and the environment? But so far, never heard a single one of these shills ever mention anything about the endless chemtrails, the atmospheric aerosol injection, geoengineering. Where did your mind go? Where did your mind go? Nobody notices, nobody cares. No one fucking notices, no one fucking cares. Tick tock, time is passing by. Time is passing by. Tick tock, toe across the sky. Across the sky, it's important to know. Just because it's obvious, we're being spread like bugs. We're being spread like bugs. It's pretty obvious. It's important to know this just because it's obvious. We're being spread like bugs. Spread like bugs. Every day we're being crop dusted. What's good? I started off my show today talking about these signs that I found. Shit's crazy. It was glued backwards on the breaker box. It's like one of these 5G substations. It was glued backwards so you couldn't see it. So we pulled it off and fucking there's the warning. There's the warning that we couldn't find. Glued backwards. I'm gonna do a show where I call the number here and I tell them how I found the sign. Just see what they have to say about it. That might be kind of entertaining. When AT&T rolled out their 5G, they put it everywhere and anyone can see. It's at the park, at the playground, radiating all around the local farm and drug. You'll see it up above at the club, at the bar, wherever you are. If you look hard enough, you know you're gonna find this stuff. We're swimming in the sea. Ooh la 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 la. Swimming in the sea. Ooh la 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 la. Swimming in the sea of directed energy. Thanks to AT&T and 5G. If you go to the store, you might see 3 or 4 the police at the zoo. If you're AT&T, there's nothing stopping you. Sometimes they wanna try to be a little more covert. Stick it in a flagpole, put it in the cross at church. Sometimes they really just wanna try to hide it, so they'll get creative and try to disguise it. They got those 5 evergreens, even got the 5 bells that look like a palm tree. Oh yeah, AT&T. Oh yeah, AT&T. We're swimming in the sea. Ooh la 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 la. Swimming in the sea. Ooh la 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 la. Swimming in the sea of directed energy. Thanks to AT&T and 5G. Gee, thanks. You shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. We got the name for people like you. I don't know what they call it where you live. I know what hard song to play. You take advantage of everyone's kindness and whatever anyone has to give. We call you the opportunist, baby, but you know there ain't no opportunity here for you. Go back to your imaginary bubble or wherever it is they put up with you. Cause we as a team have decided that you should get the fuck out of this town. Yeah. We got a name for people like you. I don't know what they call it, but you used to live. You take advantage of everyone's kindness and whatever anyone has to give. We call you the opportunist, baby, but you know there ain't no opportunity here for you. Go back to your imaginary bubble or wherever it is that they put up with you. Cause we as a team have decided you should get the fuck out of this town. We as a team have decided you should get the fuck out of this town. Yeah. What are you guys up to? Sue? That's Sue. Hi, Sue. Yeah, I live pretty close to Highway 9. Highway 17 is what I'm closer to, though. Highway 9 is on the other side of the hill right here. Well, Highway 9 goes over the hill also, but it's like a different valley. It's San Lorenzo Valley. I used to live over there for a long time. I lived off of Highway 9 for like 14 years. Boulder Creek, Ben Lomond, Brookdale, Felton. It's beautiful out there. Yes, sir. After years and years of what appears to be research, early work, taking in the earth, rework. The fact is we don't know the facts. The fact is we don't know the facts. But we've been acting like we do for so long now. And it's hard to backpedal with your foot in your mouth. So we're just kind of waiting for everyone to figure it out. Yeah, pretty much the only thing that we can say to be true is that time catches up with you. Yes, it does. Time catches up with you. Time catches up. Here it comes. With you, time catches up with everyone. And if I could go back in time, I'd have a word with myself. I'd say, hey, settle down. Don't lose your cool. You gotta have a better poker face. You gotta be breaking so many rules all the time. You know your place and your part, so go play it with all your heart. Don't start looking like some kind of has-been that never really was. You know it is what it is, unless it isn't, then it ain't. You're gonna faint from being so stressed. So if you're gonna take some time off your feet, you should try not to miss a beat, because forward is the only way through. And time's catching up with you. It's catching up with you. Time catches up. Look, here it comes. Time's catching up with you. It's catching up with you. And time catches up with everyone. And it doesn't really matter now which way you go. Time will follow you down every road. And it doesn't really matter now which way you turn. Time's always going to be right there. Oh, it doesn't really matter now which way you stare. Wherever you look, you're gonna find it right there. Yeah, time catches up with you, catches up with you. Oh, time catches up, don't you know? Catches up with you, catching up with you. Time catches up. Look, there it goes. And you can see now how much I really care. Well, I'm right here and I'm no longer over there. And yes, I've seen that style before. I know that style, but it's like a style that's really not style anymore. These days, everything's been redone, rerun, rehashed, revamped, thrown back in your face again and again to see if it can fly, but it can't. As if they didn't make enough cash on the flip, that's why they keep going back to it. Like some kind of one-hit wonder that never really hit. Keeps getting overplayed over and over again. Fuck. Well, I hope you had a nice weekend. I'm not trying to dumpster dive off the deep end. It just gets on my nerves when I keep hearing the same shit all the time. I'd rather hear something people think, try to do something new, try to speak, try to believe in something true. Yeah, and do something new. Think, read, believe in something true. Think, speak, do something new. Think, believe in something true. Think, speak, teach, read, do something new. Think, speak, teach, read, don't preach, just do. 'Cause time's catching up with you. And after years, years and years and years of what appears to be research, dirty work, digging in the earth, reworking things for what it's worth. It seems we've found out that there's nothing to find out. Yep. Yes, sir. The big secret is there's no big secret. Shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone what? Exactly. Don't tell anyone nothing. There's no big secret, but don't tell anyone. That's the secret. I don't believe in nothing. That's cool. I see the shadow of a crow that's inching along the telephone wire. That's cute. I'd show you, but it's gone. You just missed it. Look, there it goes. Any requests? What do you want to hear? Justina, nice to see you. 16 Alpha Valve. I love it. What do you guys want to hear? Something fast, something fun, something slow, something dumb, something funny, something not funny. All of the above. Still got a little bit of time left on my hair jam. This here jam. Let's see what any requests. Something dumb. Yeah, I got a lot of that. Here, let's see. Something dumb. Like when you're stuck on lame? Yeah. Well, that's a damn shame. Playing a loser's game. Stuck on lame? Oh, man. It's a damn shame. You disabled your brain. Living life in the lag lane. Nothing. None of the time. Nothing. None of the time. Stuck in line for a long fucking time. Going nowhere. Stuck in a place with a disgusted look on my face. I'm about to lose it. Living life with no one to give me loving. Thanks a lot for nothing. Stuck in the oven, baked and burned. Stuck with the lesson learned, but with one less friend. Stuck at the end of a long compromising situation on an unwanted vacation. stuck on the side of the road. And the horse I rode in on got towed. Oh, man. Not supposed to tow a horse. Who tows a horse? The horses do the towing. That's some bass-backwards shit. Everywhere you look, it seems. There's a lot of bass-backwards shit these days. You know what I mean? There's a lot of bass-backwards shit these days. Everywhere you look, it seems. You wanna fake it to make it, you got to fake it to make it. Do you fake it to make it? Your success is fake. Off the cuff, rough talk of intelligent stuff and not too much irrelevance. Developments, peculiar elements, telepathic pelicans, and elephants. There's a lot of bass-backwards shit these days. There's a lot of it. A lot of it. There's a lot of bass-backwards shit these days. I tell you to fake it to make it. You want to fake it to make it. If you fake it to make it, the success is fucking fake. Off the cuff, talk of intelligence. Off the cuff, off the cuff, rough talk of intelligence. Ooh, stuff and not too much relevance. Yeah, developments, peculiar elements, telepathic pelicans and elephants. We're all in this together telepathically. All in this together telepathically. And I can tell a pathological liar from a mile away these days. I can tell a pathological liar from a mile away these days. It's easy. I can tell telepathic elephants. Pelicans, telepathic pelicans and elephants. We're all in this together telepathically. And I can tell a pathological liar from a mile away these days. Here's that line in another song too. Welcome to the meeting of the unelected leaders of the world as you know it today. These dirtbags really have a lot of nothing to say. Well, they think they're pretty clever, but I've never been enlightened whatsoever by a word they say. I can tell a pathological liar from a mile away. They got their young global looters, snipers and shooters, computers that can do your job. Led by an old geezer with a mouthful of marbles named Klaus Schwab. Well, they want to take it all, leave us with nothing and tell us how to feel about it too. I don't think I ever seen a more greedy bunch of motherfucking Jews. They got the social engineering, financial racketeering, steering the world into fearing the world is gonna end and it's all their fault. Well, to the meeting of the unelected leaders of the world as you know it today. These dirtbags really have a lot of nothing to say. I really think they're pretty clever, but I've never been enlightened whatsoever by a word they say. And I can tell a pathological liar from a mile away. They got their young global looters, snipers and shooters, computers that can do your job, led by an old geezer with a mouthful of marbles named Klaus Schwab. And they want to take it all and leave us with nothing and tell us how to feel about it too. I don't think I ever seen a more greedy bunch of Zionist Jews. They got the social engineering, financial racketeering while they're steering the world into fearing that the world's gonna end and it's all their fault. We're shaping your future. We're shaping the future for you. Oh, thanks. I don't have any say in that. Well, that's just... We're shaping your future is what you're doing. I don't have to play along. Oh, we'll make you play along. It changes you. It does what? No, fuck you, man. Who do you think you are? This bio in tech. Like, I heard that the first time I was like, bio in tech. What are we, like cyborgs? Get the shit out of here. What are you talking about? Bio in tech. What are we already here? Or is this a transhuman thing already? Bio in tech. I don't want to have any tech in my bio. Thank you. Fucking bizarre, man. It's more than bizarre. give up easily, easily, easily. Did not give up easily. Absurdly absurd, and I don't think you heard me. That raging man with machine. Absurdly disturbing, I don't think you heard me. That merging man with machine. Alright, I broke a string. That's when the show's over. The show's over, man. This party's over. This party's over. It's like Samuel L. Jackson's one line, you know. This party's over. Can I say something different this time? Something intellectual? No. This party's over, bitch. Well, now I'm playing a 4-banger. Well, it's a 5-banger, but I'm just going to play these 3 right now. It's a 3-banger. I'm playing 3-banger. Socks, how to read your mind. Teach it how to jump rope, how to cook dope, how to tell a joke, but it don't understand the punchline. Teach it how to repeat shit, but can it keep a secret? I don't think so, it won't know why. Hey, I know what AI is. AI is just an eye up in the sky. It's gonna spy on you and I and everyone in society. Say goodbye to your privacy. Gonna teach you how to play Tetris and chess and checkers and tic-tac-toe. Teach you how to repeat shit, but gotta keep a secret. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's an algorithmic gimmick, been given no limit, goes all the way out around and then back in it. It's the official artificial digital idolatry. That's really all it could be to call it intelligent, is intellectual dishonesty. So once the cat's out of the bag, it's impossible to put it back. The fact check is fact check that. Suspect sustainable development. Assimilated nanodust is being sprayed and splayed all over us every day, every day. So suspect sustainable development. Expect respect to be enveloped in it. Hey, I know what AI is. AI is just an eye up in the sky. It's gonna spy on you and I and everyone in society. Say goodbye to your privacy. But you can teach how to play Tetris and chess and checkers. Tic-tac-toe. All right, folks, I love you. I think I'm gonna go. You want me to stay? You want me to stay? I'd have to play a different guitar because I don't have another G string handy. That thing was barely hanging on. I'm being compelled against my will to go buy new guitar strings. I thought I could keep pretending, but now it's just, oh, so real. Is that what this whole thing with the globe is? They just think they can keep pretending. They're like, oh, don't listen to them. Oh, but don't ignore them. It's scary. What are we going to do? We don't know what to do. It's so scary. I'm so scared. I should leave a link to that bitch's video on my fucking thing. Somebody drop a link, man. Drop a link to that new video that came up I don't know if it's new. I think it is. That lady who's all, I'm scared. Flat Earth is scary. Somebody help me. Scientists need to stop ignoring them. It's scary. I thought they were going to go away, but they didn't. I'm scared. I'm going to cry. They're so dumb. They don't know what they're talking about. Stop ignoring them. Pay attention to them. They're stupid. You got to stop ignoring them. We got to make them go away. It's like, yeah, take your own advice, lady. Stop ignoring us. Because if you weren't ignoring us, well, it would be evident. Because you would be saying something different. You would be saying, "Wait, these guys are right. There's something fucked up going on here." But nah, she's just like, "I'm scared, and that's it. This has to stop. Somebody do something. Stop ignoring them." All right, love you guys. Don't be strangers in my echo chamber. I'm here every day. You know that.